Hello, today is March the 10th, 2021, and I'm going to be doing a reading looking at the GOP's efforts. They've just recently narrowly passed a bill, but that is going to make it harder and harder for people to vote, especially people of color, in the likes of Georgia and other places. So this is the Republicans' response to the fact that they didn't win. So they're going to make it harder for people in their states that they control to vote, especially people of color. Just the fact that they are doing this, one thing is that it's just, to me, it seems like it's becoming normalized. Or they're trying to make it a normalization that they go and they do this. And it's insanity. You know, it's just insanity. We've got to get our country back from the Republican Party, because even though Trump is out, it's still determined, it still has people, these old and younger, some of them are not old, that have this very destructive mentality. They do not belong in office. I mean, they make Liz Cheney look mild. So today I'm using the Soft Cosmic Oracle. It's a really nice deck. And I've also got the Alcaringa deck here on Oracle deck next to me. Neither one of these are tarot decks, but rather Oracle decks, just so that you know. Okay. So we're going to look at what is going to happen, because at the same time, we've also got Biden trying to get laws in to correct the voter suppression laws. So, you know, this is then what we, have to go through to get through to the end of it eventually one day, and we will. But there's a lot that kind of has to happen, of course, in between that time and now. And right now we're going to have them trying to I think in desperation, this is my gut level feeling, do these things to suppress, because they fear losing the control they had. Now they know that they went too far, but they still are so desperate, they're going to try to suppress minorities' ability to vote. That includes the handicapped folks. You know, they're acting like the absentee ballot is because you're lazy. No excuse is what there's. Excuse me. There's people work. That's a damn good excuse. People are disabled. That's a damn good excuse. People can't stand or sit in those lines forever. Half of those old farts that are in the Republican Party couldn't stand that long to vote for themselves. So, they're being very selective about who they're making it more difficult for. And I think we're going to have people definitely getting hot under the collar about this. I really don't think that people of color and other minorities are going to take this without making some noise. I mean, my God, it's ridiculous. So let's just take a look, without further ado, at that hot mess of basically the Republicans trying to reintroduce Jim Crow laws for their benefit so that they can retain power. What is going to happen with that? So I want to know about the future of that. Because Biden, I do see, is initiating getting laws to take that apart, while Republicans are creating them. So I'm, excuse me, I'm asking Spirit, my spiritual mentors, to assist me to read accurately and clearly on the future of voter suppression and how it looks like, what it is that we'll be dealing with, and what we can expect, maybe what we need to be doing, you know. I always ask Spirit what we need to know. And when I say Spirit is always the source of love, truth, and beauty, the creation, the creator. And so I always ask from the best source. I'm mindful of that. Okay, so this is the soft cosmic oracle, and I'm looking at voter suppression's future by the Republicans. All right. Sorry, you guys, I can't find my antihistamines today. We get the card of Moonlight. And I'll go over this with you guys. I'm going to lay out the first 4 cards. Growth. The Journey. These are just slippery enough to slide and just big enough to take up. And Synchronicity. Okay. All right. Well, this is interesting. It's letting us know that we're right on track of where we need to be in facing this. This has to come up in order for it to be dealt with in a really meaningful way, because it's never really been addressed. So it's almost, I'm getting a sense from the cards of let them do this, because at the end of the day, there's something way bigger at play here. So, Moonlight is telling me that. Hang on a second. Okay, so Moonlight is telling me that. It says, if I can keep these cards from sliding all over the place. I'm going to pick it up so that you can see it. Or try to see it. Moonlight. I bathe in moonlight, and she whispers that everything will be okay. At this very moment, I'm right where I need to be. Even though it's dark, even though you can't quite make everything out, and it's just, I think, a bit of spiritual confirmation that we're right where we need to be in dealing with this. It's not right what they're doing, but it has to happen so that we make the needed effort to ensure that it never happens again, that this is ugly, and this is why we don't have this in our, happening in our nation anymore. Eventually, one day. And there will be growth. The flowers I had planted are growing from every corner and envelop me. So there is going to be a movement, I feel like, to address this. This tactic, this corruption. And this disgusting, what it should be illegal, suppression of minorities to vote. you're telling me, okay, you can't use the absentee ballot now? What's your no excuse? That's, that still has a shaming effect on people that are disabled too. And it puts people who have every right to vote by ballot, and there's no reason that it's shameful or it's an excuse. It is a means of voting in this country, and they're trying to tarnish it. It's so disgusting. I just have to have big breaks from reading on it. But this is a message to you guys. It's a message not to throw in the towel or give up. Quite the opposite. That in them doing this, we will be rallying together and putting an end to it. The journey, it's part of what we are meant to do. We are meant to grow out of this awful, cruel way of being a human being. It's not being a human being. It's what makes you less than human when you treat other human beings like crap just for your personal gain. The Republican Party is utterly, utterly corrupt. And I'm telling you, there will be a third party. I did do a reading on that. It came up in my Liz Cheney reading. So look at that if you're interested. So it's, again, there's a confirmation of this is part of what we have to go through. The journey towards your higher self may not be the easiest one, but in your losses and devastations, you will find yourself in the rubble. So, the final card is synchronicity. You are experiencing the universe letting you know that you are aligning to your true path. So we are meant to go up against and fight against voter suppression. This will create, it's what we're supposed to be doing, and this will create an effect to rise and grow in our clear condemnation, and whatever way we can punish those GOP Republicans who are pulling this. They are infringing, not just infringing, they are trampling people's civil rights. And there shouldn't be laws that are protecting them to be able to do this. I'm so beyond upset. But we're given, but we're given reassurance here, complete reassurance that we are meant to rise to this inequity and confront it, and not the power, the universe is behind us, is the message. The universe is behind us saying enough is enough. We're not tolerating your antics. This is illegal. And so if you raise one hand, in essence, to make it more difficult for one group of us, then all of us are going to step to you. And that's what I get here. We see a growing number of people that are going to step to this effort to suppress that vote. And it will be met. The universe is backing this suppression being met with opposition and dissension. It is not a good thing, what they're doing, in case you had no common sense or human decency. No. It's evil. Once again, they're showing themselves to be evil. And once it starts to affect some of the people that would vote for Trump and his comrades that would have, should I say, would have voted for Trump, and are still supporting the white, especially the white folks that are lower class, that the GOP do not do any favors for, but that have y'all by the hatred and fear and bigotry short and curlies. Maybe some of them will finally also see what that's like, but I don't think they care. They like the idea that it would be making it harder for people of color to vote, and others that they have they've bought the bullshit of scapegoating things on people of color and minorities, women, LGBTQIA, yeah. But it's not gonna go for them. It's not going to work out, because it will be met with equal opposition that's more coordinated, that is more powerful and effective. So it's saying, don't, just understand, don't get anxious, understandably be upset, but know that you're going to be channeling that in creating change. And here is winter, a period of soul searching and rest. So this to me is more about people getting very deeply affected, really deeply looking at this, because I think there's been so much noise that unfortunately these acts of, in my opinion, continued effort of sedition are happening. And we need to turn our collective awareness, because we can multitask, onto this effort. And as I said, Biden has laws up for dealing with voter suppression, but the Republicans just narrowly, I guess, got this one in. Of course they did. So it does show celebration, and it falls under growth. There are wonderful times ahead. To see the light at the end of the tunnel is a sight worth celebrating. Take note on how it shines on you. I see people working together. This is sectional. This is this is everybody going, oh no, we're not, no, you're not doing that. We're gonna meet that with some peaceful demonstration, but we're gonna be loud. And intuition. Listen to your intuition, as it is your soul calling out in you. And it's part of the journey. So it's saying, don't allow your emotions to oversteer your gut. Trust, get tuned into your intuition. Now is the time. And I see people growing in a more collective awareness here, and release. Your body is a garden, but you've let others plant flowers in your lungs. They grow while you gasp for air. Cut them off so you can breathe again. So this is about us getting those people that are putting these kinds of laws in place and voting them in place out. Frankly, out. And collectively, this nation coming together can do that, and will do that. I'm glad to see it. And there is knowledge, there is awareness that, boy, we've needed to do this this garbage has needed to be taken out for a long time. And it's like, yes, oh my God, the air is fresh. GOP stinky stuff, gone. They've been in our way from thriving for too long, and people are going to put them the way out. I think by next year in particularly, however, we still got to fight it right now. That's how it'll be even better next year. But I think a lot of the laws that Biden is now initiating, seeking to initiate, I think will come through, will be effective. Although, of course, they will give us a hard time. But we're going to win this. And we will, that suppression, we're going to cut that free. We're going to get them out of the way of people and their right to vote without something in the way. Their freedom, a basic freedom to breathe, to vote. So I'm very pleased to see that. And it's in the upcoming horizon line. I haven't even done the third line yet. And I see a celebration. So there's going to be some celebrations to override I think, what the Republicans set out to do. There's going to be real success against fighting that suppression, dismantling that suppression. And I say dismantling, especially with that really cool release card. I like that card. The idea of somebody else's flowers growing in your lungs and you've got to live with this and you finally can get rid of this situation. I totally resonate with that. And it's like, these people, get them out of the way of the rights of others. It really speaks to it. And final row, we get the card that's really beautiful. It's called Soft. And look, there's a kitty cat. Aww. Aww. Have to have an aww. Kitty. It takes courage to stay soft in a world that can be hard. There is strength in my vulnerability. So this talks about the strength, as far as I'm concerned, in being an empathetic and compassionate person who is a good ally and who helps others. And you don't help the world by becoming a hard ass. You help it by being a compassionate person, a decent human being, caring about other people and the environment and the world around you. It is meant to be. We are going in that direction. Do you follow me, peeps? But we first have to do the soul searching, and we have to have this pandemic thing to put us into a more mindful place. I'm sorry. You know it's true. And this is how we're going to pull it together to nip this kind of activity that is so overbearing, so wrong, so corrupt, that is long been going on because it's systemic. We're going to start lopping that away, clearing that out of our system, clearing the toxicity out of our government. Now, that does not happen overnight, but we can begin by pulling those weeds, those Republicans that are only clogging up everyone's freedom and making our country sick and more divisive. It's them that are in the way, not us, not the rest of us. It's the Republicans. The rest of us, we figure out how to get along. It's them. Can't get along with somebody that's trying to kill you. That's what they tried to do with the insurrection. And so we have love, we have soft, we have love. You are worthy of love, and it will find you. Give the love you would like to receive. People treating others more as they would like to be treated. How would I feel if somebody did this to my voting rights? This is the universe. I am an infinite universe, and there is an infinite universe living in me. This is people empowering, becoming empowered, and with each other and collectively. It falls under intuition and journey. And this is how people, this experience really is important, because it's going to be a very important teaching moment, learning moment for all of us involved. It is kind of the seasoning of our spirit in wisdom and through experience, and it pulls us together through a positive source of love and compassion. And that is the mark of being a true human being, not just somebody that can be a killing machine. That's not being a human being. Or someone who suppresses others' rights because you're so insecure and you have to treat others like crap so you can be greedy. No, no more of that. And the final card we get is Autumn, a period of harvest and abundance. After we clear them out of the way, frankly, and we are on track, with the universe supports us, we will have a healthier country. But first we have to go through this being sick and getting the phlegm of the old Republican fascist tyrants that have gone cuckoo out. And we will. We will, by the laws that Biden is bringing in, despite the laws that they may pass. We're gonna win this battle, folks. But we're gonna win it, and it shows by joining in together. Because we're all sick of that SHIT. All right? Synchronicity. Coming together. Master numbers. How old are we? We're feeling very old here. And like, nah, we're not willing to ever live like that again. And we don't. Our future will benefit, and so will our nation. And we do set a trend. So we will set a healthy trend here. I am so happy to see this. All right. I'm going to get this up because at 27 minutes already and a half, this will take a couple hours and a half to upload before you can see it. If you enjoy this content, please do hit that subscribe button, like, and share. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.